What brands or companies are actually evil? DuPont knowingly poisoned the entire US with a chemical that stays in your body forever and causes health issues and birth defects. There's a whole movie about it called Dark Waters. I believe they're still fighting in court over it since it happened quite a while ago. Fucking banana companies, seriously look up their history. They would topple entire governments just to be able to pay workers like garbage and sell the bananas to the states. College Board. Nonprofit my ass. $35 shipping fee to send my SAT score to colleges when it's sent online? Why does it cost $50 to take an SAT? Why am I paying $200 for an AP exam? Fuck that shit. Straight up a monopoly running colleges in America. Union Carbide. One night, a pesticide plant in India leaked methyl isocyanate on the city of Bhopal. 500,000 were exposed, 16,000 died, and 40,000 were permanently disfigured or disabled. They spent years trying to cover it up and get out of any responsibility. De Beers and their blood diamond, child slavery cartel. Diamonds aren't even rare, they just keep a hold on the supply to make us think so. Amway. They're a MLM company that preys on the ignorance of poor people. The DeVos family became billionaires of what is essentially a pyramid scheme. Bayer should be the top comment. Literally, knowingly sold HIV-tainted blood products to Africa and third world customers rather than lose money by destroying their tainted inventory. The National Football League sent a crooked doctor to testify before Congress and lie about football turning players' brains into mush. They destroyed the career of the researcher who discovered it. They threatened lawsuits against journals that published the research. They actively misled players about the danger. Yes, everybody knew you could get a concussion playing football. But the league led players to believe it could be managed like any injury. Just get a couple weeks rest and it will heal. The league knew everyone causes permanent damage that never heals and lied to players about it. When ESPN co-produced a documentary about all this with PBS Frontline, the league forced them to disavow it and take their name off it or risk losing coverage access. Oots. They're responsible for certifying lots of cocoa farms, especially in Ivory Coast, that abuse West African children in hazardous, grueling labor and let farms continue in nationally protected forests. They put the certified label on imported chocolate to your country when the certified chocolate actually did use child labor swept under the rug. Chiquita Banana Company have allegedly been involved in the deaths of trade unionists and threats to their families. I've heard bad things about Susan G. Komen. Diet water companies, MLM companies. The pyramid schemes. I am a business owner. You should have taken my job offer. Now you're locked in because Corona and no money. He. Nestle. Nestle are responsible for the deaths of thousands of African babies. It was a lengthy process meticulously engineered and designed to rid the African mothers of their money by getting their babies dependent on the better quality synthesized milks. Over time, the company ramped the prices up until not only the bank accounts were dry, but so were the breasts. Fuck you, Nestle. Basically any fast fashion brand, H&M, F21 etc. Purdue Pharmaceuticals. Single-handedly started the opioid epidemic by marketing OxyContin as non-addictive and helpful. This one isn't talked a lot, but companies that make insulin. Some countries have free healthcare or you can buy it for really cheap prices, but what is vital for some people to literally not die or become permanently disabled or go into a coma costs around $4 to make. And it's sold for $178 per vial in America. Like, I'd get if you even sell it for $20 or hell, even $50. But this is just insane. It's just monopoly. There are only 3 companies in the world that produce it, which means they can set any price they want and people will still buy it. BC, we're using your need for health to make money, so you'll buy it whatever the cost, smiley face. Equifax. No reason they should still be trusted with personal information or credit anymore. AIG. Price fixed for profit insurance against your health. Frankly, I could write a list because I believe most companies listed on the stock market are dissociated from their own leadership goals and abuse the entire economy. Capitalism has run amok. I don't disavow currency, but just short of it, all markets need a lot better regulation. Look, Scotica. This is one company that runs a monopoly on 80% of glasses in the USA. They also own the eyeglasses stores and the insurance companies and eye doctor chains. Ever wondered why glass and a bit of plastic costs as much as a smartphone? Big chicken companies like Tyson and Purdue, who fuck over their farmers, causing them to continuously be in debt, allowing the company to keep a thumb on them. Also mistreatment of the chickens themselves. Just watched Super Size Me 2, and it has opened my mind even more to this reality. The largest purchaser of glitter. Whoever the fuck they are. Why don't you quit hiding behind non-disclosure agreements and security clearances? Pussies. Nestle, the CEO, has stated water isn't a human right and has lobbied to push legislature to make that a reality. Thankfully to no success yet. Comcast. And all of the other telecommunication companies. Charmin, because they are cutting down Canada's boreal forest and putting several species at risk of extinction. Also because their ads make everyone unaffordable. Not a company, but Scientology. And Tom Cruise. That guy is scary and evil. Land O'Lakes. It's a farmer's coop that's supposed to help members, but instead of using many ingredients from their members, they instead, for example, are cutting down jungles to produce palm oil to make fake butter from. It tastes terrible, and it's even worse for the environment. Nestle, they said that water isn't a human right. K-pop companies, what they put those women and men through can be cruel and excessive, oftentimes taking their profits and leaving them with debt. Nestle, for obvious reasons. Makers of AP pens. Costs $250 to make sure your kid won't die of an allergic reaction. And they expire, so even if you don't use it, you keep paying. The thing can't cost more than $10 to make. I really just want to support fewer and fewer horrible companies, so drop those names. It's controversial, but if you look into PETA on YouTube you will see stuff like the time they killed a chihuahua who had an owner, or hear of PETA's animal shelter. Exxon paid any scientist who wrote a disinformation paper on climate change. It worked. Nestle. Dole too, fuck 'em. Granted, they used to be worse, but still. The tech companies that build in obsolescence in their products should *CK right off. Verizon. They throttled important fire department communications during wildfire relief and rescue efforts. The fire department had an unlimited plan, yet Verizon throttled and forced them into a more expensive plan in the middle of the disaster. Nestle, I hear they actively fund efforts to kill or displace native tribes in the South American jungles. And elsewhere in the world. TikTok. It has an algorithm that favors sexual videos, even when probably half of its audience is under 15. There are also huge human trafficking schemes on TikTok. So pretty much the app promotes sexual and inappropriate content to kids. PETA. When I was first vegetarian I found PETA thinking PETA helped animals. After doing research I realized if PETA were to see any animal the first thing they will think about is killing it.